2018 is the year where we at MCBN move much faster, live much higher, and make the team much stronger. We are here to continuously reinvent, redefine, with fresh and bold ideas every time. We are your MCBN. Everything else is as good as new. Ika'y nakikinig sa himpilan ng lahing kayumanggi. PinoyRadio.com.
Today's best of Pinoy music. All day, every day. PinoyRadio.com.
Bawat minuto ay mahalaga. Give us 30 minutes and you will know what they can offer. Bawat mensahe may kabuluhan. Give us half an hour and we'll keep you up to speed with the current affairs in your area. Business and politics in 30 minutes. BP in 30 with Von Canton on PinoyRadio.com. BP in 30. Mapapakinggan na. Nandito na sila. Kabayan, kinig na.
All right, everyone, welcome to the show. This is Business and Politics, of course, with Von Canton here. It's Saturday, and today we have a special guest. And but before that, I'd like to introduce to you my co-host this afternoon. She's not new. She's a resident of this station and host of Property Talks every Sunday. Do you have a program tomorrow?
Hello, Kuya Von. How are you? Yes, I do.
Okay, so Miss Giselle Mercel, ladies
but
and
I'm on
gentlemen.
hold tomorrow. Yes.
You're on hold tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow we won't have a show tomorrow for special reasons. But otherwise, well, hello again, Kuya Von. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Wonderful.
That's
so let's
amazing.
welcome our guest. And our guest is very important to you.
Yes, absolutely. And the reason why we are here today, because I do have two special organizations that are here to definitely talk about who they are and why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here
Because
to
you're
begin
part of
with?
it.
Because I am part of it. First off, I just wanted to introduce to you here our special guest. We have someone actually who's a vice chairman of Gawad Kalinga Canada. So for all of you who does not know Gawad Kalinga, it's actually a non-profit organization. But we'll definitely let our guests know and explain further what the organization is all about. So without further ado, please welcome the vice chairman of Gawad Kalinga Canada, Mr. Jojo Queribin. Hello, Kuya Jojo.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Welcome.
How are you?
Thank you, Juan. Appreciate being here, and thank you for inviting us this morning.
Absolutely, and we're so glad to have you here. And of course, just before we talk about Gawad Kalinga, Kuya Von, I want to introduce to you as well someone as well who works in partnership with Gawad Kalinga. We have a pretty good relationship with them. Please welcome Tina Sweeney, and she's the support coordinator, right? Is that correct? With CUSO International.
Welcome.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Giselle. Thank you for having us. Yes, I'm the Outreach and Partnerships
Outreach and
Officer.
Partnership. Thank you.
So first of all, let's talk about what is CUSO stands for.
So CUSO doesn't stand for anything as an acronym. I think maybe if you Googled it, you may have seen Canadian University Services Overseas back in the early 60s. But the acronym doesn't actually mean that because our model of development is not specifically grounded towards students. It's for everybody to participate. So CUSO is just CUSO. CUSO International.
There you
CUSO.
go.
Okay.
And then so we'll talk about why they're both here and why we're integrated. So this is when we talk about to Kuya Jojo about Gawad Kalinga. So maybe we can, if you can just let us know and inform all of our listeners around the world, what is Gawad Kalinga?
Well, Gawad Kalinga, I think to a lot of people, they've heard of Gawad Kalinga. It started in the Philippines way back in 2000 or so, and it was basically founded to help eliminate poverty by the year 2025. And right now we are trying to get to that. We believe there's still about 5 million families that are
Under poverty line.
under the poverty line. Really the poorest of the poor. And you know how Gawad Kalinga started was, we started building homes.
Yes. That's right.
And if you see our homes are very colorful, nice homes.
Just like the one in Brazil.
Just very colorful. Or in Mexico.
Mexico, right?
I saw those homes in Mexico as well, very colorful. But they're basically they're small but livable for families. And then we Gawad Kalinga, from just simply building homes, we started noticing that we need not building homes alone, but build communities. So Gawad Kalinga Canada has actually since then has about 80 villages. So about times each village would have about 20 homes. So you're talking about close to 1,600 to over 2,000 homes that we built. And these are from donations coming from Canada.
That's great.
So Gawad Kalinga Canada really is a fundraising arm for Gawad Kalinga Philippines. We have an agency agreement between Gawad Kalinga Philippines and Gawad Kalinga Canada, where the money, all donations come to Gawad Kalinga Canada, and we use that money through Gawad Kalinga Philippines to build homes where we believe they should be built. For instance, during Hayayan, I'm sure you're very familiar with that, we were able to build about over 100 homes in Leyte.
Wow.
Because you won't believe it, Giselle, Von, we were able to get about close to $400,000 in donations.
That's
From
amazing.
Canada.
Yes.
From Canada.
Wow.
And you would think they're coming from Filipinos? No.
No.
Oh, they're for
Still
Okay.
majority would
Yes.
be Filipinos, but the mainstream actually came in, mainly because you could see all of the destruction and
The damage
right?
and everything.
So that's what we have been doing, is building communities. And I'd like to just share with you one thing. I think, Giselle, we had a visitor 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago from
Yes,
the
that's
Philippines,
correct.
right? This is Mr.
Luis.
Luis Okinenia,
Mm-hmm.
who is the executive director and now the CEO for Gawad Kalinga Philippines. And
Yes.
and he just basically mentioned to us that Gawad Kalinga is evolving from just building homes to building communities, but now basically as a community organizer, because that's our strength.
That's correct.
Although we build homes, but to build those homes, we have volunteers.
Exactly.
And so you need to organize, from the ground up to be able to build these homes. And so they were so good at doing community organizing that now they're saying that is going to be our strength. That's what we will do. We will do things beyond where the villages are, but organize communities all
Yes.
over where we can help the poor.
Yeah, and it's more than just building homes now. It's also possibly sustainable incomes, right? At the same time. So those are just a lot. There are new projects upcoming, which is still in the works. And once that projects will definitely, start come into play, then we will let the public know. That way we can educate people. And again, the whole main goal is to be able to eliminate poverty by 2025. So it might sound impossible, like, wow, 2025 is in what?
7 years.
7 years. But, the projects are starting, and Gawad Kalinga is definitely a well-known non-profit organization. We are a charitable number here in Canada.
It's
So
a registered charity.
It's a
Registered.
Filipino charity
Yes.
organization.
Yeah.
but we are registered in
But
Canada.
registered in Canada.
Okay.
So
we
if you have
can,
donations,
we can issue receipts.
exactly.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why I'm here as well is just recently this year is I actually became one of the board of directors of
You are
Gawad
so
Kalinga.
lucky.
So I am grateful to be here together with amazing and outstanding, Filipino Canadians in the community. Just if you see their resumes and what they have done within their own,
Changing
careers,
lives,
and also their own profession, and the way how they actually give back. And so it's a pleasure to actually work with Jojo Caribbean. We have Pinoy Passes. We have Alice Herrera as well, who is the president of UPAA. We have Henny Toribio as well.
Agnes Manasan.
Agnes Manasan. So and Levi David as well, who's also new. So there's us and myself and Jojo.
That's beautiful. I'm curious. Aside from Canada, is there any other country supporting your projects in the Philippines right now?
U.S. for sure. There is one.
U.S. has also Gawad Kalinga USA.
Okay.
Actually, of all the outside of the Philippines, of course, the Philippines still is the largest receiver of, or where they get donations from.
Of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the U.S. would come in second because they're obviously a much bigger country.
And it's closer here.
And then of course Canada would be the third.
The reason I ask, because if your goal is to zero the poverty, not exactly zero, but to lower the percentage rates of the poverty line, if more nations, for a fact, there's a lot of Filipinos all over the world. If you can mobilize these groups, like from Europe, Italy, UK, I think just the same thing from Canadians and Americans helping, and the purpose is clear. So probably you can get this goal done?
Actually, there's a Gawad Kalinga Europe. There's which is in France and in London. I think they have in Italy as well. But France would be, I would say, the most active. But not in form of donation, but in terms of volunteers, especially students.
Okay.
And they go to the Philippines to actually help in those different communities where Gawad Kalinga has those villages. So even in Asia, there is Gawad Kalinga Singapore.
Good. There's a lot of Filipino there. What about Dubai? There's almost 1 million Filipinos there.
I have not heard, but hopefully we can reach out to our kababayans there.
I know. Well,
that's excellent. So now, before I introduce Kuso, we just want to say hello to some of our listeners online. We have Beethoven. Hi, Beethoven. How are you? Lot. We have Tamaruku Jiki Tukari. How are you? Thank you very much for watching. And so just now, because we did have a little introduction regarding Gawad Kalinga.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about let's talk about Kuso International as well. So, but before I turn the mic back to Tina here, how did we start off? Who do you want to talk about it? Is it Tina? You want to talk about the partnership of Gawad Kalinga and Kuso, or Jojo can start?
And of course,
Go ahead,
Tina
Jojo.
can talk a lot more about Kuso and the things that they've done with Gawad Kalinga Philippines, and as well as things we've been doing here in Canada. But it's a relationship that has started. I would say, Tina, about 3 years, 4 years.
Correct. That's
about.
right. Yes.
Yeah, and this was really a joint partnership with the United States, with US, GKUS, Gawad Kalinga Philippines, and Gawad Kalinga Canada. And clearly, our mission is the same. Really, if you look at Kuso, their mission is to reduce poverty through volunteerism, through donations, and through partnerships. We do exactly the same thing. And so I think with this common goal, we thought that we can do things together, because Kuso has some strengths where we feel is our weakness, and because they are a much larger organization, they've been here for a long time. I think we can learn about how we can learn from Kuso in terms of how Gawad Kalinga can reach out to the greater Filipino community, not just in Toronto, but all over Canada. And that's what both Kuso and Gawad Kalinga Philippines are trying to, or Gawad Kalinga Canada is trying to do.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much, Kuya Jojo. So now, Tina, hello again.
Hi, Giselle.
Now, so I know we had a great introduction here from Jojo, and maybe now you can let our listeners know, what is Kuso International? What are we all about?
Absolutely. So, Kuso International is all about what Jojo was just saying. It's about reducing poverty and inequalities around the world where we can. And we do that in a model of partnership. So hence why I'm here today, and why I'm sitting across from you and Jojo. Gawad Kalinga has great credibility. They have intelligence that we don't have as an organization, and it's really to what Vaughn was saying, as to mobilizing and catalyzing what we consider diaspora communities, diaspora Canadians, Filipinos, to embark on this quest and to find what suits them, because Kuso International has lots of different volunteer models. So I'll just get in. We've been around for 57 years plus.
57.
Wow, that's a long time.
We've got some great foundation built there.
And it is started in Canada?
It is a Canadian organization. So
wonderful.
we have a registered charitable number in the U.S. as well, but we are a Canadian INGO, International Non-Government Organization. We're funded through Global Affairs Canada primarily, and we also have a strong arm of donors. But our work, the impact of what we do is around skilled volunteering. So it's around capacity building and support for Gawad Kalinga and other organizations and partnerships that we have developed in the 20 countries around the world. So we're only in 20 countries. I know you said we're big. We are.
That's still a lot of
good
countries.
size, I must admit, but we're not the largest, and hence why we need to build capacity and support, but through our partnerships.
Have you been to the Philippines already?
I personally haven't. My manager has.
I think you should come.
I will. Thank you. Can you
and see their work.
So this is Facebook Live directly to my manager.
I'll forward Trevor if you're listening.
Mr. Manager, can you send her to the Philippines?
Trevor, paging Trevor.
Thank you.
I'll make sure I'll
probably.
She's
I'll email
excited.
the link.
She's
I am
excited.
extremely excited.
But I
Yes.
met Trevor, and he did mention he has been to the Philippines,
He has,
and he had talked
absolutely.
about his experience when he was there. So
Yeah, the farm, the Enchanted Farm, which is was one of our first partnerships, is such a magical. We call it a magical place. The work that's being done, I think it's the impact. So providing what we call inclusive, sustainable economic growth. So getting people, partners from where they are to the next level in all different forms, and a lot of that is around business. So supporting them through their enterprise, business management, marketing communications, operations, all these technical skills that a lot of diaspora and Canadians have are support skills that we would require and we kind of recruit for. So we recruit in all different areas, the area being livelihoods, which is all to do with sustainable economic growth and business, community, so community development, gender equality is a strong emphasis within our programming, making sure that the disabled have as equal opportunities to realize their full potential as anyone else, and also health. So health is a smaller area of our work. It's not specifically in the Philippines, but we have health, clinical health practitioners.
So it's skill-based.
It is 100% skills-based, yes.
Not exactly financials.
Finance is an area in which skills we
included.
recruit for.
Okay.
So accounting is definitely people we would acquire to support any kind of business plans or budgeting or how to grow your business.
Okay.
Value chains management, people who have understanding and how to kind of get access to new markets and just grow their product. Packaging, labeling, marketing, those kinds of things. Lots of times it's as simple as understanding what a social media plan might look like to help them kind of promote and get more access. So there's lots of, like you were mentioning just now, skills-based technical capacities that we look to recruit
because
for.
there's a lot of donors. There's a lot of cash going around, but you need skilled people to implement a project.
Absolutely.
And that's very, very important. It's just like we have Ayan. You may send money in the Philippines, but there's no skilled people who will administer and put this budget in the right place, which is it's becoming an issue of corruption. You know what I mean?
People helping people.
Yes.
If, like I always say, like if I sit down with you and I have a coffee, Giselle or Jojo or Vaughn, or a tea, it's quite a different experience once I learn and I'm across from you. I always believe in the terminology of proximity, and to be in proximity of who you're supporting and helping is quite a different experience than what you were saying.
I have a question for Giselle. Now, Giselle, you're part of Gawad Kalinga.
we have a question
You
too
don't
as well
expect
here
this, right?
online. Yes. Now go ahead. Wow. You put me on I show up, Kuya Vaughn. You put me on the spot. No. Go ahead.
No, because you are now the one of the directors.
Yeah, the board of directors.
Of Gawad Kalinga. So, what's your experience and what's your? I mean, let's talk about your expectation. I know you love helping charity. You're very involved in charity, and I think you had a good pick.
Thank you.
Aren't we so lucky?
We're here, aren't we?
That's why.
That's why you're here now.
So, what can you say about joining Gawad Kalinga?
Well, first, actually, how this started. Actually, they actually recruited me to join. So that I was actually very humbled by just the thought about there was about a couple of board of directors who actually asked me, and they said, look, we are looking for more board of directors, and we do feel that you have the qualifications for it. Then I looked at, like I said, I went to their website and I saw their qualifications, and I'm just
I
like,
thought you saw their colorful houses.
And I'm like, wow, the people here who are the number one. I joined because I saw the quality of people that was already in the board, and who was helping, and what they've done in their career-wise, and what they've done in the community-wise. And these are people that are also, they're self-employed or they're retired, but they've done so much in their life, and they have that passion to help out. And I think that that's where I can actually relate to them, because even though I am self-employed and I can be busy, but I also manage my time, and I definitely dedicate my time, and I'm loyal to people that I think who who I care for, right? So, and charity is one thing that is, really something that I'd like to do and give back as well in the community. If I can have the time and the passion for it, why not? So, in